One of the problems of this RV has always been the tank drain valves. They're on the cable and they're almost impossible to pull open the drain. And then the same thing is they're really difficult to close. And in fact, I'm not so sure that they completely close anyway, because we've always had some issues. I have had to put a gate valve on the end here, because if I didn't have that stuff that's accumulated in the sewer pipe that somehow snaked past the gate valves at the tanks, as soon as I removed the cap, I got maybe 5 gallons of bad stuff coming out of there. So I'm thinking those gate valves don't really get pushed in all the way with the cables. And I ran across this installation guide from Valterra on how to install the cable valves, and they recommend 6 inches straight on each end, and then within 24 inches they recommend a secured cable, and then no more than 180 degrees with a minimum of 24 inches diameter. So let's see exactly how good of an installation the manufacturer did. So this thing should be straight, yet it's curved. This one here should be straight, and they're supposed to be secured within 24 inches. And when we look under the RV, we see the same issue. This cable's coming out and it's doing more than 180, and we're about less than 12-inch diameter here, where this should again be 24-inch. So these cables are really going to be binding, and it's kind of a miracle that they worked at all. All I can say is they really did not pay attention to the instructions when they installed these. And the Valterra cable installation also shows how to shorten the cable, and the RV manufacturer did not do that. And if they would have shortened the cable, they would not have had such ridiculous bends in the cable. And to solve the problem, I plan on installing this auto drain by Barker. This basically is an electric motor that will open and close the valve gate, which is what these are here. And this works with Valterra and Bristol valve gates. And if you already have this valve gate in your system, all you have to do is remove the handle and then just attach it to this. So we're going to go through a basic configuration and show how it works. And this is actually a 2-part video. Part 1 is showing how the basic system works. Part 2 is when we install it in the RV. You can also buy this in a 3-inch or 1.5-inch valve. And the universal plate that comes with the unit looks to be the same for both. However, the 1.5-inch unit is not as wide here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to remove the handle, and this is just a screw-on handle. And then we want to install the adapter. And then the next step is to put the motor on. Now I actually did have to install a couple washers here, and that's only temporary because normally you'd have the sewer pipe adapter flanges here, and if you bolt this straight to here without the flange, then it kind of bends here. So this is just temporary for the mock-up. Now the fitment here seems to be a little odd. This is a jam nut that you tighten it down and it prevents this from twisting. And the instructions show you to put the jam nut under, but if I put the jam nut under, this wouldn't be all the way closed. So it has to stick out just a little bit. Now the fitment here may seem a little odd because you can see daylight through it. But remember, a gasket goes around here, so that should cover it up. So now I've got a control box, and they're just using trailer wiring, looks like. And we're just going to plug this in. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Power's on. You basically have to hold this down. But if you look in the owner's manual, there are limit switches in here, so this, even with me holding it down, it won't go up any further. The flashing is showing that it's open. And even if we just don't quite get it closed, it still flashes. So there we go. And so I think this will work out really well in our upgrade. So I'm connected to my power supply. And I'm seeing not quite a 1/4 amp. So that motor isn't really taking much power. And that's the end of part 1. In part 2 we'll do the installation.